Hey, Earl. Earl, can you dim the lights a little bit, please? Um, Thank you.
Welcome. My name is Barbara Thompson, and I serve this congregation as a member of the pastoral care team. I am co-leading our service this morning as worship associate, and our service leader is John DeGreve. Welcome to our special place. At the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of the Quad Cities, we welcome all people into our beloved community of whatever age, race, class, ethnicity, physical ability, sexual orientation, gender identity, or religious background. We welcome especially those joining us for the first time today. We live stream our services, and those recordings are then saved in our UUC-QC YouTube channel. If you do not wish to appear in these recordings, you may sit under the owl's nest by the bookshelf. We invite everyone to join us downstairs after service for coffee, snacks, and conversation. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Good morning. No, good morning. My name is John DeGreve. I'm your treasurer, chairman of the religious service team, and more. But today I'm your service leader. I'd like to read words from Alexis Engelbreit entitled, Welcome to the Community of Seekers. Welcome to this community of seekers, of questioners, of those open to the revelation that comes from experiences with one another and with the spirit of life. We don't have all answers, and while we know some things, we don't know everything. And while we have lived, others have experiences very different from our own. Welcome to this community full of questions and possibilities. I invite you to look at the graphic on the front of today's order of service. What do you see? A sunrise, a sunset, a circle of water, a circle of ice, a crystal, a body of water, a lake, a river, an ocean, or something else. Curiosity pushes us out of our comfort zone. And today we're going to explore a curiosity, its intensity, its playfulness, amazements, and wonder. During the service today, I invite you to shake, rattle, and roll. This is our curiosity box. I'm going to start it over on the left-hand side. I want you to pass it around to everybody. Hopefully by the time the end of the service, we'll bring it back up and reveal what's in it. See if it's alive or dead. If it rattles, if it's a balloon. Let your curiosity go wild. So let me start it first on this side. Show it to the kids. Please don't unwrap it. I know you want to cheat. Keeping up with my tradition of celebrating birthdays, I'm curious as to who has a birthday in May. Anybody with a May birthday? What date? What day? 6th? All right. What day? 29th. Please silence your cell phones. 21st. 21st? 22nd. 22nd. Okay. Got one more. Okay. How about June? We got to do 2 months at one time. June birthdays. Kate? 26. Karen?
19.
Mine's the 15th. 18th. A Gemini. Mike?
4.
Another Gemini. Okay. I'm 19th? Okay. Did I get everybody? I don't want to shortchange it. All right. We're going to sing happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, everybody. Happy birthday to you. I think I do it just to hear his vamp at the end. You never know what it's going to be. All right, it's time to light the chalice. If Barb lights the chalice, let us recite the words that are on your screen, perhaps. There we go. We light this small fire under a vast and intricate universe. Somewhere a star collapses, a seed splits open, a new element is glimpsed. Here we notice our own small corner of mystery, that this flame reminds us that asking how things work is also a kind of awe. Please rise in body and our spirit for our opening song number 38, Morning Has Broken. It's in your gray hymnal. Pray for of the new day. Please remain standing. In the spirit of love and fellowship, let us now acknowledge the holy in our midst by briefly greeting those around us, especially those that we do not know. Mingle.
Good morning. How are you doing today? Bad? Are we ready for the story?
No.
Are we ready to turn on our listening ears?
No. I mean, no.
Kind of? Okay. Today we are exploring how curiosity is a bridge to the world of our future selves. That people we are growing into. You know what we're growing?
No, bro.
You're not growing?
No.
Are you shrinking?
Yeah.
Are you going to be as small as your puppy?
Yes.
Okay. Alright. Sometimes we imagine the future like it's far away. But the truth is, we are growing into that future self every single day. The choices we make, the way we treat others, even the thoughts we practice, are like tiny steps toward becoming that person. So, with that in mind, I want to tell you a story from the Buddhist tradition that helps us think about this in a really powerful way. Once upon a time, there were two tiny seeds sitting side by side in the soil. The first seed whispered, "I want to grow. I want to push through the soil. Feel the sunlight and bloom into a flower."
Bless you.
The second seed trembled. It's too dangerous. What if I break while pushing up? What if the sun burns me? I'd rather stay safe here. Has anyone been afraid to grow because they're scared?
Yes.
Yeah? And been afraid to do something new?
No.
You're not afraid to do
I'm
something?
gonna ride that tallest roller coaster.
The second seed, there we go. Days passed. The first seed bravely stretched outward. breaking the hard soil and reaching toward the light. Can we grow? Can we break out of the hard soil, everybody? Everyone grow? Okay. Oh, so we have some seeds that are, we have some seeds out of the second one.
This is the second seed.
Oh, let's see what happens to the second seed, guys. The second seed stayed hidden, too afraid to take a risk. One morning, a hungry bird came searching for food. It picked it to the ground and it ate the second seed that never dared to grow. Well, now you two are in a bird's belly. All right. Let's listen. The first seed, now a sprout, watched sadly and whispered, "To live means to take a risk. Staying buried in fear is no life at all." With time, the first seed became a strong tree, offering shade, flowers, and fruits to everyone around it. Its courage gave life. While the seed that stayed safe never saw the world. This story reminds us that each of us is growing a future self, even right now. It's not something that suddenly appears one day. It's something we build little by little. It reminds us that we have everything we need inside of us. So many seeds are already there. The question isn't what do I have, but what do I choose to grow? I can answer your question now too. What?
I'd rather die with a bird than die slowly.
Okay. All right. Are we ready to go downstairs?
As we gather today, we pause to reflect on what lies in our hearts. In this time of sharing, we take a moment to recognize our personal joys and sorrows and to read from our book of joys and sorrows, those personal life events you have chosen to share with us. And we do have one joy this morning from Mindy Pace, who got a job. Okay. And do we have any joys or sorrows online this morning?
We do have some.
Okay.
I have from Ashley Price, joy and congrats to the class of 2026 today as they all graduate. And we do apologize up here. We did have some problems with the sound online, and we got that fixed now. So I'm joyful for that. Dennis Darland also says, I feel joy in that I have been solving some important problems in philosophical logic, especially on the nature of propositions. And I personally would like to thank whoever gave us some donations for our D&D club downstairs. So I am joyful for those. Thank you. That is all.
Thank you. And I do have one sorrow in the book this morning from Lori McCullum. Keep Doug in your thoughts. He's struggling with severe back pain. For what has been shared and for what remains in the quiet sanctuary of our hearts, we are grateful. Let us become aware of the energy that brings us together in beloved community as we share a time of silent meditation. May we open our minds and hearts to a place of quiet, to a silent prayer, for the healing of pain and the comfort of love. Following our quiet meditation, we will enter into a time of musical meditation, during which time you're invited to come forward and light a candle. May we discover a sense of peace and fulfillment in the quiet, in the music, and in the light.
Waiting for one more note. Our reading today is from Matt Asplund. It's entitled The Spaciousness of Belief. Some of us find a good plot in our spiritual domain and settle down. We build our houses and dig our wells. Others of us always are on the move, wandering constantly and exploring. The call of what is over the next ridge keeps our feet treading the path. Sure, we may pause at some attractive spots along the way to sample what they have to offer, and in times of trouble, when spiritual thunderstorms brew, we might even backtrack down to the last secure spot. But always, we're curious. We yearn to move on. There just may be something more interesting just ahead. Both approaches have value. Indeed, we get into trouble when we think that our own approach to spiritual growth is the only right one.
This congregation is theologically diverse religious community with membership open to all who are in accord with our values, missions, and vision. Our congregation is entirely self-governed through the democratic process. One of the privileges of our free church tradition is to provide all of the financial support for our many ministries from among ourselves. Generosity, therefore, is one of the spiritual values we recognize as central to our personal and our institutional well-being. This month's undesignated plate offering will go to the UUSC, the Unitarian Universalist Service Committee. UUSC advances human rights and social justice around the world, grounded in the belief that all people have inherent power and dignity. We invite you now to participate in the blessing of giving as the ushers come among you to accept the gifts of our congregation. Please be as generous as you are able. For all the gifts of time and treasure that you give to this congregation, with sincere gratitude, we thank you.
In his book, How to Think Like Leonardo da Vinci, 7 Steps to Genius Every Day, Michael Gelb describes da Vinci's questioning as a pure quest for truth and beauty, and here's a typical entry in da Vinci's notebooks. I roam the countryside searching for answers to things I do not understand. Why shells exist on tops of mountains along with imprints of coral and plants and seaweed, usually found in the sea. Why thunder lasts a longer time than that which causes it. And why immediately on its creation, the lightning becomes visible to the eye while thunder requires time to travel. How the various circles of water form around the spot that has been struck by a stone. And why a bird sustains itself in the air. These questions and other strange phenomena engage my thoughts throughout my life. So says Leonardo da Vinci. We all know the saying that curiosity kills the cat. And any of you cat lovers have witnessed how cats get themselves into all sorts of situations due to their curiosity. I have a friend of mine who once returned home to find her cat hanging from the front curtain on her front door. There's a slit with a window at the top of the door and a curtain on it, and the cat, they don't know how it ever got up there. They don't know how long it was there, but they were rescued when the owner came home. How did the cat get there and how long it was there? We don't know. Well, we'll never know. But curiosity didn't kill this cat, but it left it very vulnerable and left him hanging. Curiosity leaves us hanging in wonder and on the edge of a cliff, or both. Perhaps that's why children are so curious, and also why adults sometimes discourage their natural curiosity. Most of us, sooner or later, as children and as adults, are discouraged from asking questions, at least certain kinds of questions, because of the fear of the answer or the fear of getting in trouble for asking the question in the first place. In relationships with children and spouses and friends, our curiosity about their interior lives, about their feelings and passions and thoughts and processes can lead to some pretty messy places. Maybe it's better not to poke around. Even our curiosity about our own minds leads us to places we never imagined. And some of those places are puzzling, frightening, amazing, and sometimes all at once. I remember my father saying one time that he didn't like to recall his dreams because they upset him. I felt that way sometimes too. Curiosity pushes us outside our comfort zone, beyond the status quo, beyond what we already know or think we know. When we meet someone new, meet new challenges at work or in our personal lives, see a new place for the first time, or have a choice about how we respond, we can see that what we've always seen or know what we've always known. We can ignore what's around us because we're too busy or just disinterested. Our consumerist culture distracts and amuses us, keeps us very busy, even hectic, persuading us to ignore injustices, bigotry, greed, and even some of them are just part of the way, and convince us it's just part of the way of being. We can even buy into it, look at what's around us as being there for our use, for our personal needs and desires, and always ask, not with curiosity, but with self-interest, what's in it for me? To be curious is to risk our certainty, even our security and safety at times. Explorers and inventors seem to have exciting lives, great adventures, and incredible achievements, yet their curiosity had consequences. Religious curiosity has consequences too. For Unitarian Universalists, it causes many of our forebears to be labeled as heretics. Some were even excommunicated or executed. When it comes to religion, curiosity is also often frowned upon. Adam and Eve weren't supposed to eat of the tree of knowledge of good and evil, and they got tossed out of the garden for doing so. In some religions, questioning authority and tradition or disagreeing with or reinterpreting sacred texts are frowned upon and even forbidden. Religious curiosity challenges long-held beliefs and leads to greater acceptance of other ideas. It encourages openness to other faiths and reveals glimpses of wisdom from other traditions and cultures. Our curiosity is certainly a distinctive element of our Unitarian Universalist religion. We aren't the only religious people who have a sense of curiosity, but we are distinct in naming curiosity as an explicit aspect of our religious journey. UU Minister Scott Thayer describes the many faces of UU curiosity this way. We were the little kids who refused to accept Sunday school teacher who told us that they give us a response to our regular mantra of, why? We are the adults who pushed each other to hold our convictions lightly, always exploring other answers and remaining open to the possibility that our answer may not be the right answer, or at least the right one for everyone. We love questions more than answers. We refer to ourselves as the Church of the Open and Questioning Mind. How true. We think the Buddhists talk about the beginner's mind. We think scientists and researchers are important to our spiritual journey as the Holy Book. We ask our children to attend neighboring faiths classes, to send them to visit other faith communities. If we have any commandments, explore, learn, and open yourself to perspectives not currently your own are surely at the top of the list. So says Scott there. Our human curiosity can lead us to open doors and jars, to peer into places and faces of people and things, and be shocked or delighted or harmed by what we discover. We don't always know what's in the jar, or what the face of our beloved would look like in the light, or what we will learn when we eat of the tree of knowledge. Unlocking life's mysteries can move us to dangerous territory because it is fraught with unknowns and uncertainties. And we UUs tend to embrace these uncertainties, or at least strive to. We strive to engage in what Michael Kelb called the pure quest for truth and beauty. We are like the fabled cat, but what we found despite the risk is that curiosity killed the cat, satisfaction brought him back. So how can we cultivate that curiosity of ours? How can we think more like Leonardo da Vinci? Gelb identifies curiosity as the first of the 7 principles that underlie da Vinci's genius. He defines curiosity as an insatiable, curious approach to life and an unrelenting quest for continuous learning. Gelb says a great mind goes on asking confounding questions with the same intensity throughout their lives as da Vinci did. Not just any question, but confounding ones with intensity. Gelb offers a way to practice this. I tried it. I found it harder than I imagined it would be, and also more interesting. Here's how it works. He invites you to make a list of 50 questions. The list can include any you consider significant. Make the list in one sitting, and don't concern yourself if the questions are somewhat repetitive. Many of mine turned out to be a different angle of the same question. Gelb notes that the first 20 questions would be very easy, and that somewhere around 30, the marks the list, some basic themes begin to emerge. I had a long pause after question 9, which was first struck me as worrisome. The inner critic in me says, wow, I guess you're not as curious as you thought. I found myself judging my own questions. One question was, why are humans so attracted to water? But I didn't write it down because I thought it was too obvious. And later that same day, I stumbled into the YouTube rabbit hole and found an article exploring why humans are so fascinated with water. I went back and added that question to my list. After you jot down your 50 questions, the next step is to hone the list to 10. Your top 10, just 10. If you're like me, you're curious about what other people put on their lists, so let's share 10 questions that Gelb drew from the list of the many people he interviewed. Number 1, when am I most naturally myself? What people, places, and activities allow me to feel mostly myself? What is the one thing I could stop doing or start doing or do differently starting today that would most improve the quality of my life? What is my greatest talent? How can I get paid for what I love to do? Who are the most inspiring role models? Who are my most inspiring role models? How can I best be of service to others? What is my heart's deepest desire? How am I perceived by my closest friend, my worst enemy, my boss, my children, my coworkers, or others? What are the blessings in my life? What legacy would I like to leave? My themes revolved around nostalgia and memory and knowledge and how we know what we know, loss, death, and dying, dreaming, how the natural world works, relationships, and calling and purpose. My top 10 list included things like, what do birds have to teach me? I've been fascinated by birds lately, watching the variety of birds on my bird feeder at home. Where am I being called? Where and to whom do I belong? Why do we dream? And what are the dreams trying to tell us? What will the future look like? What will be the next great invention? I encourage you to take a few moments this week to try this exercise. The top 10 questions are an excellent source for your ongoing reflection, meditation, journaling, creating art, and discovering areas of focus or study. They will help guide you into further explanation of what matters most to you in your personal life, your work, and your relationships. An insatiable curiosity is a way to experience daily life with intensity and playfulness, with wonder and amazement at our being part of the interconnected web of life. It leads to knowledge, intimacy, and soulfulness. It is the path of self-knowledge, understanding of others, and the knowledge of the larger world. Curiosity listens for the still small voice, the spirit of life that is in all things. It makes all things new. It is new day, a new morning, a new bird. May you say, never lose your curiosity. May it be so. Blessed be. Please rise in body and or spirit for our closing hymn, number 298 in your gray hymnal, Wake Now My Senses, and we'll be singing all 5 verses. Please rise. Wake now my senses and hear the earth call, feeling the deeper power in all. Keep with my web of creation your vow, leaving and craving as love shows us how. Wake now my reason, reach out to the new, hear in each pilgrim whose quest is a true. Honor, beauty, and wisdom of time. Wake now my passion, give heed to the cry. Voices of suffering fill the wide eye. Take as your neighbor a stranger and friend, praying and striving their hardship to mend. Wake now my conscience, renew to the guide. Join with all people whose rights are denied. Take not for granted a privileged place, cause love embraces the whole human race. Wake now my vision of ministry clear, brighten my pathway with radiant here. shed. Work toward a planet transformed by our care. You may be seated for a few announcements.
So if you have an announcement for a Sunday service, please send it to office@uucqc.org, and they need that by noon on Thursdays so they can add it to the list. First off, Iowa primary elections Tuesday. One Human Family, QCA, and Quad Cities Immigration Coalition are holding a public rally, Stand Up for Each Other, on Sunday, May 31st, starting at 3 p.m. at the MLK Interpretive Center Park, 5th and Brady, Davenport. And people who want to carpool can meet at the church parking lot by 2:30. Also from Laura Nichols, our UUCQC gift of time and talent fundraiser sale will take place after services on June 7th and June 14th in the social hall. The catalog is filled with wonderful meals, outings, handmade items, classes, and services offered by members of our congregation. Please check out the catalog and come make your purchases. And I saw a couple of the catalogs. If you want to look, are on the table. There might be some more downstairs. Finally, let me draw your attention to the additional announcements, and they're printed on the back of your order of service.
Can I just add an announcement? UUs for Justice in the Middle East are meeting today at 11:30 in the team.
Thank you.
Now we'll extinguish our chalice as Barb extinguishes the chalice. Let us join together in unison of the chalice extinguishing reading by Barbara Cheatham. It's entitled, Bring Happiness. And now we take our leave. Before we gather here again, may each of us bring happiness into another's life. May each of us be surprised by the gifts that surround us, and may each of us be enlivened by constant curiosity. Barb and I want to thank you for being with us here today. I hope the little box, which they did, went around the room and came back. Before I open the box and reveal its contents, I'm curious to hear what some of your guesses are. What do you think is in that box? Any acorns?
Schrodinger's cat.
Schrodinger's what?
Cat.
Cat. Oh, okay. Sorry.
A bunch of metal or maybe some plastic things.
Okay.
Legos.
Legos. That's a. I'm going to destroy the box, but Jan, my wife, decorated this. I just think she did an excellent job. Sorry, Jan. Here goes your creation. We're going to let you know who's right. Maybe. She did a good job. Ta-da! It's a turtle. And a bunch of walnuts. Jan said it didn't make enough noise by itself. It has. It does rattle. And it has a little ladybug on its back so that it vibrates. It's primary colored. It's soft and cuddly. And it's part of my 65 turtle collection at home. When I was putting this together, it reminded me of Peter, Paul, and Mary's song from a long time ago, The Marvelous Toy. And the lyrics of that song says, a wonder to behold it was, with many colors bright. The moment I laid my eyes on it, it came to my heart's delight. And then It went zip when it moved. It bopped when it stopped. It whirled when it stood still. I never knew just what it was, but I know it was a turtle. They didn't. I hope that you go home today and you work on your list of 50 questions and awaken your curiosity. Our closing words today are entitled, May We Be Changed, by Scott Thayer. As we go out into the wider world, may curiosity never let us escape from its clutches. May we not rush to solve every mystery that comes our way. Instead, let us revel in the riddles, hold tight to those head scratchers, and embrace every enigma that crosses our path. For it is only these impertinent puzzles which help us remember that our answers are never complete, and it is the question that makes us whole. Thank you very much. Please be seated for the postlude.